Welcome to episode number 18 of Win 1 Take 1. Today we're up against Man United and Sunderland. Yaya Toure is going to go straight into our team. He's only got 80% condition though when we switched him from Man City, so he probably won't see out the whole 90 minutes. I probably should have him as a sub, but I thought I've got to start him. At the first match available, I've got to start him. We'll just take a look at the calendar. As you can see, this match is on Monday. Our last match was on the Saturday the 26th, so there's only been like a 1 day rest really, so our team is probably going to be quite tired. I've changed my formation again. Rather than have two defensive midfielders, obviously I've pushed Yaya Toure forward. Although he is pretty good as a defensive midfielder, so I might actually do that. I might do this for the game against Man United actually. I never thought about that. I didn't think he'd be natural as a defensive midfielder, although obviously I know that's where he played most of the time for Barcelona. But FM sometimes just dismisses that really. But anyway, I think this is the team that we're going to go with. We've got Spiegel. God, we really need another goalkeeper. Creswell, Ogbonna, Reed, Martin, Song, Toure, Fabregas. That midfield three is awesome. Payet, Sacco, Moses up front. So I'll head into the match and I'll be right back in just a second. So in terms of the Manchester United team, they're going for De Gea, Blind, Jones, McNair, Valencia, Schweinsteiger, Fellaini, Herrera, Mata, Rooney, Martial up front. So we'll get into this match and hopefully we don't suck. I'm quite hopeful because we have got a strong midfield. We did get beat by them 1-0 just a few days ago. Hopefully we can do a bit better this time. Although I'm not really counting on it. Here's Sacco to Payet. This probably won't lead to anything. It's Fabregas to Moses. We're actually in the box already, so it might do. Moses, no, Blind gets away. It doesn't actually lead to anything, just a throw in. We've actually had more possession after 12 minutes, which is really surprising. We haven't had any shots though. This is going to be the first proper highlight of the game. Moses to Toure. A nice ball out to Payet. Goes long, Sacco can't get there. Moses isn't going to try apparently. De Gea will clear it. Song heads it on to Moses. He does get it there this time. Moses to Toure. Oh, he gets tackled. Fellaini. Schweinsteiger goes out for Valencia. I'm not sure whether this highlight will lead to anything. If it does, it's going to be a really long one. Here's Rooney. Mata. Out wide for Valencia. For Rooney. Herrera. Mata's free in the middle and he took a deflection. That might be an own goal actually. No, it goes down as Mata's goal. Quite annoying. We've done well so far. It's gusty and sleeting, so it's not the greatest of conditions for a match. Do I want to pump ball into the box? I don't think so. I'll clear ball to flanks though, because obviously hopefully we can get the balls in like these sort of areas. And then I'll go to counter. Because we've got to go for it now, really. We've got to try and do something at least. So it looks like we are going to lose a player if it stays like this. And obviously we've already lost them this season, so we might lose them again. Nothing's happening as we get towards half time. We've had a few shots though, but they're being off target or blocked. Here's another highlight right on half time. Mata. Oh, we give away a penalty. Fabregas right on half time. You can't do that. Rooney steps up. Yeah, he scores. Spiegel, our little retarded goalkeeper, won't be saving Rooney's penalties. Disappointing. We could have got into half time 1-0 and at least had a chance in the second half, but obviously it's going to be a very, very tough second half now. Not the best team talk. My defence is looking nervous. I've got two defensive midfielders. How much protection do they need? In fact, talking about that, I'm going to change that because obviously it's not doing anything to us. I'll put Yaya Toure in a more advanced role. I'm not sure if he's better as the advanced playmaker. No, I think to be fair, I'd rather have both of them as deep lying, but Fabregas is perfectly fine going forward, so I might leave him like that. Though he's not having a great game. That's probably because he gave away the penalty. In fact, Yaya Toure could actually come off because he's not obviously doing anything. We'll bring Obiang on. He hasn't been involved in the team too much lately, so we'll bring him back in. He was heavily involved towards the start of the season. So the start of the second half, Hopefully we can pull off a miracle here, but I highly doubt it. Here's Mata with the corner, whipped in, Rooney's towards it, Ogbonna heads it out, goes to Lingard, to Valencia, Mata, cross it in, Ogbonna wins the header against Rooney, which is quite good, but we're not safe yet. Valencia was in, Mata hits the post, unlucky. None of our players reacted for ages after that header hit the post. They all just stood there. But without a shot on target, it is quite bad. What I'm going to pump ball to the box back on, and obviously shoot on sight as well. Play with a higher tempo because we've got to chase the game now, I suppose. Although it will probably mean that we will concede like a third or fourth goal. Here's Schweinsteiger. All the way back to De Gea. McNair. Jones. My changes haven't even been applied yet. They're just playing stupidly long passes to each other. Lingard, Spiel will save that. But they must have played like 3 40-yard passes in a row to each other, and they were all like pinpoint. There's nothing you can do against that. It says we're withstanding heavy pressure, but we're going to leave it on counter. Here we are, Payet, this is what we need, a chance. Alex Song will pick it up. Come on. Fellaini will clear it. It looks like they're going to counter on us. Lingard. Crosses it in, Rooney's at the back post. Ogbonna sort of did enough. I'm going to have to go to defensive and just like knock at beat. We might actually struggle against relegation this season, which is stupid. Yeah, they give away a free kick. But we really need to start getting wins. We've been on a terrible run of form lately, and our fixtures coming up are awful. Here's Creswell to Song. I'll probably make some substitutions after this as well. Fabregas. Song out to Moses. Cuts inside. Can he find a pass to anyone? He finds Obiang. To Sacco. Schneiderlin tackles Obiang. Fabregas will pass it back to Sacco. I'd rather have Sacco in the box. Fabregas on the edge of the box now. Payet scores. Is he offside? I don't think he is. We get 1 goal back. Come on. 1 more and we are fine and dandy. I'd happily swap a player with Man United after coming from 2-0 behind. Let's see. All my players are wrecked. Like we played Saturday and now we're playing on Monday. I'll take Reed off for Collins. I'll leave Fabregas on. But I also want to leave Payet on as well. In fact, no, what I'll do is I'll take Payet off for Zarate. And I'll sort of play Zarate in like this sort of position. So then it's sort of like a 2 up front, I guess. But I don't know if to leave on defensive. It's working quite well for us. Although that's our first shot on target in the match. Right, 75 minutes. I'll make some changes to try and like go for the win. We've already made our 3 substitutions, so we're pretty limited on what we can actually do. But pump ball into the box, high tempo. We're gonna have to go route 1. We'll try and get it as wide as we can, I suppose. We'll look for the overlap. I think that's all we can do. Obviously, we can have like a higher defensive line, but it probably won't do anything for us. But at the moment, I'm happy to risk going for 2-2 rather like and like maybe risk losing 3-1. But I just want to at least try and get something out of this game. I don't think it's going to happen. Which I hate it when you change it to overload and there's like no highlight at all. It's ridiculous. They must be sitting back like really far. This is probably going to be like the last highlight of the match. Blind heads it on. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Like my keeper just completely missed it. I have no idea what just happened, but it's not really going to make a difference to the overall result of the game. Like personally, I just thought that highlight was just going to end the match. Like, I didn't expect a goal from it, but there we are. We lose 3-1 to Manchester United. A disappointing defeat. Got to go into our randomizer and see which player we're going to lose to Manchester United. So I'll be right back. Like you may have noticed in the last couple of episodes, it's always been the goalkeeper here, and as you can see on the side here, I've actually been listing it by like the order of the team. So it's got like my first 11 and the subs, then my like reserves. Players that I'd ideally like to lose, obviously any of the reserves or like the injured players. I think it's like Bakambu, Lanzini, or the other 2 injured players as well. But we'll press go, and fingers crossed it's not. The worst case scenario is Toure because we've had him for like half a match. Best case scenario is Mings, I think. So we're going with Prescott, and the person we're going to lose to Manchester United is Zarate. He's actually been quite good for us as well, although he hasn't been in favour for the last few matches. He's been on our subs bench, but that's fine, isn't it? We're starting to lose attacking options now as well. We lost Valencia. Now we're losing Zarate, and we also lost Antonio fairly recently as well. So it's not just our right backs and goalkeepers now, which is quite interesting. But now we'll head into the randomizer. We'll switch Zarate to Manchester United, and then we'll go in and play Sunderland. So there we are. Zarate has been switched to Manchester United. He probably won't feature for them at all, but whatever. It's just the nature of this series. One thing I need to talk to you about is something weird's happened. It's obviously just went to the 1st of January, and on the 1st of January, half my team has been given new contracts. I didn't do this at all, so but it's given much more realistic wages. So Toure is now on 220, Fabregas goes on to 205, Song 160, Lanzini's on quite a little amount, to be fair. But I just thought it was pretty cool and something that I needed to mention. Obviously, they've actually put my transfer funds up to 468. But obviously, if you don't know, I'm forbidden from spending any money in this series. The reason that the club's so rich is basically so I can afford these players, but I can't sign anybody at all. Or I can only win them by beating the team and getting lucky in the randomizer. But this is the team I'm going to go for against Sunderland. Pretty much the same team I mentioned last time, where I'm actually going to have Toure as a centre midfielder. I've changed my instructions a bit to retain possession because I think we're good in the middle and exploit the middle as well and work ball into the box because I think we're quite good at doing that. I might put dribble less on actually, just so we can pass it around. So I might try and do that, and I'll head into the match against Sunderland, and we'll see if my experiment with tactics actually pays off. I don't think it will. So this is the Sunderland lineup, and if you remember, we did actually beat them earlier this season. They're playing the same formation as me, but obviously with different roles, as you can probably tell. Van Aanholt is probably one of the main ones going forward. Barini, he might be a road moister. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but you know what I mean. They've got Johnson Defoe as well, Rodwell, and Villa, Bridcut. They've also got Shea, Kabul, Jones, and Pantilimon. So we did beat them earlier this season. I can't remember which play we actually took from them. So it kind of. Oh no, we actually got Yedlin from them, didn't we? Because he was on loan at Spurs and he didn't really make a massive loss to them at all. But anyway, we'll start the match, and I'll come back if there's any decent highlights. Here we are with the first highlight. Barini takes a throw into Rodwell, back to Bridcut. I hope we were going to try and intercept that. Jones, he might get into the box here. It deflects. Creswell, Jones picks it back up. Johnson, but we clear it through Reed, and they actually get a good interception. Bridcut passes it to Rodwell. Out to Van Aanholt, crosses it in. Defoe can't get there. Bonner did really well, but it's crossed in again, and Defoe gets the goal. Yeah, my tactics are shit, basically. It took 8 minutes. See, I did this earlier. I'll just pause it for a second. Whenever I had a good midfield earlier this season, where I had Lanzini, Fabregas, and Song, and then I try to retain possession with them, and it doesn't fucking work. You've got excellent midfielders, but it doesn't work. Here we are. Hopefully we can get the equaliser straight away. Here's Sacco. Yes, that's it. Enough of me ranting. Just play the match. We score a goal. That's we're up to 14th now, but we could actually drop to 16th. That's where we were when we were losing. So as you can see, we're doing terribly. We're only 5 points above the relegation zone. So we need to start getting some wins. Here's the next highlight. Defoe, Johnson. Out wide to Van Aanholt has destroyed us so far. Barini's in the middle. Reed will do well to clear that. But it looks like the ball's just going to come back to us in a second or two. Here's Rodwell. Bridcut's got loads of space. So does Envia as well. Barini, Van Aanholt's got loads of space as well. There we go. Seen that like a mile away. Johnson hits the post when there was nobody there. So we were quite lucky to get away with that one. And I'm actually going to change from standard because it's not working. I might go to counter. No, I'll go to defensive actually. I like it when we play defensive. Because hopefully it means we can keep possession a bit better as well. Whereas on counter, it doesn't really keep possession that well. Here's Jones. Crosses it in. Defoe can't get there. Johnson. Good save by Spiegel. Come on. Toure heads it to Moses. Come on, take him on. Even though I've got dribble less on, I think he's got player instructions to actually dribble. Moses, come on, find a cross. There we go. Hits the crossbar. Payet, get in. We've turned it around. I don't think we've deserved this, but somehow we're in the lead against Sunderland, who are doing terribly in the league. That moves actually up to 12, so not too bad. Doesn't look like much is going to happen before halftime. Before I say that, actually, there's a highlight. Good ball with the header. Creswell off the line. Rodwell. Ogbonna tackles him, and we get it away. I always jinx myself whenever I talk. But hopefully we get through to halftime at 2-1 up, or even 3-1 up. Payet. Now Brickut will head it back out to Payet. Back in Sacco. Ooh, unlucky. He had a good chance there. Here's Van Aanholt. Barini. Van Aanholt again. Barini's got loads of space there. So Johnson at the back was hitting. That's the second time he's hit the woodwork in this match. We're getting a bit lucky here, definitely. But yeah, we get through to half time. Somehow we're in the lead. We haven't played well. Changes to defensive did actually work quite well for us. That's when we scored our second goal. I think we were on defensive then. I can't remember if we scored our first goal while we were on defensive, but I honestly can't remember. But I'll go in. I'll say that I'm happy. And let's hope we can get the 3 points. This is a big 45 minutes for us because our fixture list coming up is terrible. So we need to start getting some wins and winning some players as well, because we've only got like 21 players now. I'm not sure what the minimum I said my team could have. Is it 20, 21 or 20? I can't remember. I might have it as 21 just because I've got like 2 players on like long-term injuries. So effectively I've got like a team of 19 right now. So if I lose this match, I probably won't lose a player. But if we draw, I will swap a player. I'll still do that. So we don't gain anything really. So 59th minute, I'll make some subs. Yaya Toure might need to come off. Here we go. He's on 70%. He's playing well though. I'll take Moses off because he's not really doing too well. Bring on Berghaus. We haven't really played him much. Hopefully he's good and doesn't do anything stupid. I'll also bring on Mark Noble as well because he's like a tried and trusted player. You know what you're going to get from him. He's a good deep line playmaker as well. But I'll leave it on defensive. I'm actually start playing on defensive a lot more now. It hasn't helped us keep possession though. Jones to Rodwell. Oh, I thought we were going to get that because Van Aanholt. Martin actually clears it as well. That was good. Southampton beat Arsenal 3-0. It's interesting. It happened in real life, didn't it? They thrashed them. Kabul to Jones. Johnson, Envia, Jones. See, they're passing around us so easily. As before, there we go, 2-2. It was coming. It was coming. We're playing so badly. Like the thing is about this save is like, your team cohesion goes out of the window. Yeah, you have to get lucky. So basically, I have basically if basically I need to keep Fabregas. We'll pretend Noble's Toure and Song. I would have to keep those 3 for a full season and not lose any of them to have a chance and have a good defense as well. I'd have to have always 25 players. That's the maximum that I'm allowed, and have 25 good players as well. So that if I lose one, another good player can automatically slot in. Where right now, if I lose a good player, like we lost Czech, and we had to play Spiegel, it obviously makes us a lot weaker. I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm not going to make any changes. I will actually go to counter, and I'm going to try direct passing. I don't like playing with direct passing. I like retaining possession. Exploit the middle isn't working. Hit early crosses. No, I don't like hit early crosses. We don't really need to go for a high tempo. We'll keep it how it is. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. See what happens. Right, we're doing okay. We're on 70 minutes now. I'm actually going to make my final substitution. Let's have a look. Alex Song could do with coming off. We'll take Song off for Kuyate. Basically, we'll keep it like that. I'm not going to go to two defensive midfielders. I'll give us a chance of at least winning. We've been on counter for about 10 minutes now, and there hasn't really been any highlights since then, so not really too much to talk about. 78 minutes, still no highlights, and I know I shouldn't, because honestly, Sunderland, they were 19th in the league if I remember rightly, but I'm going to go to defensive against them. I'll just clear ball to flanks. We'll play as wide as we can do as well. Because at this point, I'm sick of losing. I'd rather have a draw and at least have points on the board. But saying that there's a highlight now, so we might throw it all away in the 87th, 88th minute. Fabregas plays it down the line. There's nobody there at all. Pantilimon. Come on, Fabregas won't get there. Barini will. Envia. Johnson. Defoe. Van Aanholt's free again. There's Barini. Barini shoots. Oh my god, what a goal that was. But seriously, this save is annoying me right now. Like, we started the season so well. We were up like 5th and 6th all the time. Then it must be when we lost like Czech. Then we just started playing terribly. I mean, we've got like no defense. So we're not going to win matches like that. I might have to look at playing 2 defensive midfielders all the time, just because our defense is so weak. And it's horrible, but it's something that I might have to do. So we lose 3-2 to Sunderland, which is horrible. I'm really annoyed at that, because it always happens where like look at they're 19th in the league, but when you play them, it doesn't factor into it at all. And that's one of the things that pisses me off most about Football Manager. They're a team that haven't done anything this season, but when you play them away, when you're away from home, they'll just dominate you. So there we are. We lose to Sunderland. They get their own back in beating from us beating them earlier this season. So we're going to the randomizer once again, and we'll see which player we're going to lose. In fact, no, I'm not actually going to lose a player this time, because we've only got 21 players, which I said during the commentary that I wasn't going to do it. So I'll just show you guys. It says our 11, 18, 19, 20, 21 players. And we've obviously got, I'm not sure why it changed there, but Lanzini and Mings are injured. I've just noticed that the next match we're up against Man City, I think, in the cup. Let me just check. Yeah, in the Capital One Cup, semi-final first leg, where I've actually got 3 players that can't play in this match. Martin can't play as well. Shit. I'm not sure who I'm going to put it right back against Man City. Thuria can't play, because obviously he played for Man City in the cup earlier this season. And Berger. So it looks we're not even going to have a full bench this season, so I'm not going to randomise a second player in this episode. Sorry guys, I know you probably want to see me suffer more and have like 10 players, but basically like the amount of messing up that I do in this save, like messing up the database, I need to like be sensible with it, not go too crazy. Like I've always got to make sure that I can like at least rotate my team a little bit, not send my players out there with like 66 fitness as Fabregas has right now. So you just have to deal with that, I guess. But in the next episode, you've already seen we're up against Man City first off. I think the next, it's actually Man City and Chelsea in the cups. So basically, we have nothing to lose in these matches, because we can't lose a player. But look at we're just struggling to score goals. Like we're gradually getting better now, but we've conceded 6 in the last 2 matches. I wasn't supposed to click into that. So I need to find a way. But look at that form is horrible. Look at the start of the season. Like obviously we lost like the odd match. We lost against Newcastle, Fenerbahce, but we went through anywhere. Then we lost against Liverpool. We were doing well. Like the end of September, we were doing perfect. End of October, fine. We're doing really good. November, that's when it slipped, and we were just gradually getting worse. I think was it Norwich? Yeah, was it Norwich that I lost Czech to? Yeah, it was Norwich. That's when we lost Czech at this point in the season, and that's the result since then. Jamnik, that's like a write-off match, because they're terrible. Bristol City as well, terrible. And we played Bournemouth, who are a promoted team and are quite bad as well. But that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching this episode. Next episode, you can probably watch me lose twice again. We're up against Man City and Chelsea. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed watching me suffer, and I'll see you next time.